Hey guys, it's Ken.
And Connor.
You might have seen us in a couple of North 40 hunt videos before, but this one's a little different than our normal hunt videos. What are we up to?
So we're doing an antelope hunt, but we're not doing just your ordinary antelope hunt. We're doing it as cheap as we possibly can.
We just want to walk you through everything that we would do to get any bows set up, but
Yeah.
we just happen to be using one of probably the most affordable bow that we sell at North 40, and we're just gonna go have fun with it. We're not trying to make this any crazy fancy hunt. We're just gonna go and show that
We're gonna go and try and get it done.
whatever your budget is, you can go have fun. So I hope you guys enjoy the series. I hope you guys learn from it. The videos are a bit longer than most of what we upload, but there's a lot of information in there for you, and hopefully it's entertaining for you as well.
Let's get her done. We're gonna show that color doesn't really matter. We're gonna show that you can do this for not a lot of money, and you can still have a good time and still be successful. Hopefully successful. There it is. That's perfect. Go up a little bit. Pretty good. Check it one more time. Anytime you're drawing your bow back, always just put an arrow in it. Even if you don't plan on shooting it, it'll prevent you from dry firing it. Perfect. We're just gonna do kind of a modified version of walkback tuning. That way when we go to shoot our broadheads and stuff, it'll give us the best chance of being close with our field points. So we're gonna start off close and get these arrows to hit this line, moving our sight back and forth. I didn't bring an Allen set with me. This is what we need. Okay. So we were a little bit to the left, so we're going to move this sight to the left a little ways. And these are very basic sights, so It's not anything fancy, but it gets the job done. I think that's the whole point of kind of what we're doing, that shows the entry level, quote unquote entry level, the grow with you type bows, or the cheaper bows are plenty enough to get the job done and still go out and have a good time with your buddies. And I figured I'd pick the pink one, just cause, you know, no other reason than
Why not?
why not? Very close. We're just gonna barely bump this sight over to the left again. When we're this close to distance, you can be very, very picky on where the arrow lands when you're doing this process, because you're standing close enough that really you should be able to hit that string. Perfect. Push the string to the side. So now let's run back to 30. And at 30, if we're not hitting the string, we're gonna move the rest just a tiny bit either way, which shouldn't affect our paper tune at all, but it'll help with the broadhead flight, making sure our center shot is perfect. At 30, we're gonna shoot a group of arrows. It's always better to shoot a group of arrows than to adjust off of a single arrow. That went so high in the middle of the bale, and it sailed like 2 feet over the bale.
We'll move your pin up.
I'm going to. I'm gonna move everything up.
That's funny.
We got a special tool to get those out of the wall though, so we'll be all right.
Why aren't we setting a 20-yard?
So because we're antelope hunting, I wanted to give myself the best chance to get a little bit more distance out of this guy.
So how many pins do you have?
I've only got 3. So it's gonna be a challenge to begin with to get within 50 yards of an antelope. We're gonna try sitting in a blind, but knowing me and how fidgety I am, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sit all day. I might have to drive around and chase them and spot and stalk, which is my favorite thing to do anyway, so. That's closer.
That's pretty good guesstimate.
Yeah. Now let's focus on the string again. I think we're pretty close to the string. We'll shoot another group just because we're moving stuff around out of the wall.
The magic puller thingy outer.
Magic pull the arrow out of the thing. Puller. Yeah, that first shot, I was aiming down here at this black dot, and it sailed all the way the heck up here.
And the last one's pretty close.
Last one's pretty close, so we'll shoot another group just to be sure. Let's slide this bale out of the way real quick so I can pull this arrow out. Just like that, and then ta-da!
That is slick.
We still have a good arrow.
The amount of times I've lost arrows into this wall. Me. see the carnage it's left behind. Oh jeez.
And most of the time,
There's like inserts
people had
and
to
stuff.
break their arrow off before we had this guy. Let's shoot another group at that string and we'll see where we're at. And I'm not really caring about up and down right now. I'm just lining up all my pins and making sure my bubble's level on that string. And I'm just looking to the left and right. That way we can solidify the center shot of this bow and we'll actually sight in the pins a little later. So I'm liking those other two. So let's move. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bump this rest towards the string a little bit. And when I say a little bit, you probably won't even know that this moved. You're gonna move it maybe a 32nd of an inch. And then we'll jump back to, and I'm not even gonna loosen this all the way, just so I can give these a few taps. And I felt it move in my fingers, but probably didn't really see it move on the indicators. So we're gonna come back up here, we're gonna shoot at the close distance just to be sure that our sight is still hitting the string. And this process basically solidifies the center shot and makes sure that your broadheads are gonna start out with the best chance of not planing and carrying that arrow in a certain direction. This shot didn't feel very good,
and our arrow at close distance that hit here real nice and perfect, that's the one that lets us know where we should be to start with.
Yep. And then we move the rest at 30 to kind of solidify. We jump back up here and we move the sight until they match both up close and at 30. Perfect. If you have access to an outdoor range or you want to go do this outside, the farther that you can space out these two distances, the more luck you're going to have with your broadheads flying right, and the more luck you're going to have with really solidifying that. Preferably, we'd be able to do this at using my last pin, so be able to stand here at 3 yards and then go all the way out to 50, because that's where my last pin is at, and shoot there. And that would give us the absolute best chance of having these broadheads fly just like my field points straight out of the package. So we're still gonna shoot the broadheads to be sure, but this will give us the best chance of not having to do a whole lot of extra tuning. So we're right on that right hand side of the string now. We're touching it, but I'm gonna bring this sight a tiny bit to the right. That shot felt good. If I can get my Allen wrenches out of here. Okay, shoot another one. That one was a little bit to the right when it went off, so we're gonna shoot it one more time. pushing the string out of the way, so we'll call that good. And we'll jump back to 30. So those all felt pretty good. We're gonna be pretty picky here. There's one on the string, but there's two perfectly in line with each other, just a tiny bit to the left. So again, I'm just gonna move this rest.
You'd rather see them where they're dancing left and right of the string.
Either side of the string.
Yep.
That's where we want it. We're
Yeah, that's
right on either side of the string there. Like I said, not really worrying about the up and down, just the left and right. When you guys are doing this process, be very picky as far as your shot. Like, you know when you let an arrow go, if you're happy with that shot or not. And just make sure that when you're doing this, you're picking the shots you're happy with, because if you're adjusting off shots that don't feel good or aren't what you normally shoot, this process isn't going to do what it's supposed to do. So perfect bullet hole, even though we move that rest around a little bit, we're moving it so little that it doesn't change our paper.